I woke up hungover that day in my college dorm. I had drunk way too much at a bar the night before, celebrating until sunrise what would be my 20th birthday. When I checked my mailbox around noon, there was a white envelope with handwriting on it and no sender. Happy birthday, Carrot. I'm still waiting for you at the same place. Come here tomorrow at dawn, and look for my blue coat. Signed, Mom. Reading those words sent chills all over my body. Since my mom vanished 8 years earlier, my family had gotten dozens of fake letters and false leads. But that word, Carrot, told me this one was different. It was our inside joke. She started calling me that after I once scarfed down a whole plate of carrots just so she'd let me go play at the arcade. Nobody else could have known. My mom disappeared on a trail near town. We used to hike it almost every Sunday as a family. It was about 2 miles, ending at a pond where locals liked to fish. That day, my dad was sick, so it was just me and her. We laughed and walked until I had to pee. She told me to go ahead, and stayed behind, maybe 20 feet away. Nothing seemed unusual while I was peeing in that tree, except for the sound of a branch snapping, which I brushed off as nothing. I finished, turned around to call her, and she was gone. I waited half an hour, thinking maybe she'd stepped off the trail too. Then I ran to the pond. Then I sprinted back to the parking lot, and the car was still there. Locked. She had vanished into thin air. One of the local fishermen called my dad and the cops, and soon they combed every inch of that forest. Everyone was looking for her blue jacket, something that would stand out against the trees, but they never found a trace. Pretty soon the whole state knew about it, the kid that lost his mom. It usually went the other way around. Then came the TV reports, the YouTube channels, the podcasts. Theories stacked up. First, people said she left due to an affair with a coworker, a known womanizer, that had suspiciously moved out of state. Second, that she was killed by the so-called pickaxe maniac, a serial killer who'd murdered 3 women in the region a few years earlier and usually leaves the murder weapon at the spot. Third, the cops considered my dad might have done it for the life insurance money. No proof ever surfaced, and her case faded into silence. Right after I got the letter, I called my dad telling him about the carrot thing. His reaction was hard to read. We hadn't spoken in months after some stupid fights, but he insisted the letter was a prank. He practically begged me not to go, said I should call the police immediately. His desperation ticked me off, so I hung up on him. Same as last time we argued. I decided I'd go back to that trail. Even if it was a joke, I needed to know if there was any hope left of seeing my mother. I drove all night and got there at dawn, parking near a pickup with some fishing equipment in it, the only other vehicle there. The trail was burned into my memory from all those childhood walks. Even if I hadn't set foot on it since the day she disappeared, I walked for a few minutes and stopped at the same spot where I'd stepped off years ago to pee. Standing there again felt unreal, and not in a good way. I reached the same tree I had peed on, and froze, staring at the trunk like it owned me something. Then I heard a crack behind me, like a branch snapping. Just like I remembered from that day. I spun around, and saw nothing unusual. Just the wind pushing leaves. Then I noticed it. A flash of blue in the distance. I followed it excitedly, to find a tree with a tight blue coat wrapped around the trunk. I touched it and knew it was the same one she wore that day. Tears fell off my eyes almost automatically. Tucked under it was another envelope. I pulled it out, and it had the same handwriting. Glad you came, Carrot. I'm right beneath you. I looked down, and the ground nearby looked freshly disturbed, like it had been dug up not long ago. My hands shook as I started digging, fast, frantic. Whatever truth was buried there, I needed it. Or I thought I needed it. Soon I hit something solid. I clawed the dirt until I lifted out a small wooden box, maybe 10 inches wide. It was sealed. Before I tore it open, inside were only 2 objects. One of them was a human skull with a massive fracture on top. The other one was an old pickaxe where a dark red stain had long dried. Terror ran through every vein in my body when I saw it, and then I heard it again. The branch snapping behind me, I whipped around, panic in my throat. Now I could hear the steps coming my way. Whoever had killed her was here to finish the job with me. More snapping, closer this time. My eyes darted between trees, desperate to catch movement, then I saw it. A figure in black, wearing a hat, and behind him, 3 more shapes. Police officers. Turned out my dad had called half the town's police department, begging them to stop me. That's what saved my life. They told me the pickup I'd seen earlier probably belonged to the pickaxe maniac. When they searched it, they found hair, scraps of skin, even a severed finger. Inside were dozens of letters, all written the same way as the ones I'd gotten. For some twisted reason, he seemed obsessed with me. Like he wanted to finish what he'd started with my mom years later. He wasn't caught that day. He must have bolted into the woods on foot the second he spotted the cops. The only good thing that came of it was this: just a few yards away, they found another box with my mom's remains. We could finally give her a real burial, but I can't shake the feeling that nothing's really over. I still don't know what that monster wanted with me. I still don't know how he knew about the nickname Carrot, and most important of all, I still don't know where he is. He's still out there.